Welcome in YouTube to the physical ranged role quests for Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We will be running them as Dancer today, and I am currently streaming this, so there might be chat interactions, and it'll be a little less of an edited video that some of the other ones have been, because those ones were recorded off stream and just uploaded. This is probably going to be the third or fourth one that is getting uploaded, I believe. And the other two intros up till this point might have been weird because I recorded them back in like November and early December. And being like, yeah, they're going to go up before patch 7.1. And then that didn't happen because I was looking at the patch 7.1 release schedule, and the role quest doesn't come out, I think, until January, like the middle of January. And so I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to release these all the week before that patch drops as like a YouTube series. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you're thinking of these videos and how you are enjoying them. And that you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGamesHere, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and let's get on over to the gameplay, where I heard a sound for an S rank Crossworld. We're not going to it. And we're going to talk to... Stop. I want to zoom in, not make the camera go up. We're going to talk to Raholja. His eyes are full of expectation. Or is it dust? I don't know. Let's find out. Greetings. So you have decided to aid my people in retrieving our treasure, yes? They will be glad to know my long and arduous journey from our homeland in the distant south of Yoctoral was not in vain. As for the treasure we would have you recover, it contains the undying essence of an armadillo Tyrol Vidral. These steel hogs, as we call them, rely on their tough hides to protect themselves from predators. The legends speak of one that lived to an extraordinary age, perhaps due to its natural suit of armor, and came to be known as the Lord of the Forest. At the end of its long life, our ancestors enshrined the Vidral's soul within the Steelhog vessel. For generations since, the divine blessings it bestows have been a great boon to my people. Those under its protection need not fear wild beasts, for Fang and Claw cannot harm them. This allows us to hunt in the forests without risking our lives. This treasure, so crucial to our people, was stolen by a tall, slender merchant, or rather a man posing as one. He came bearing exotic wares from foreign lands, and served alcohol freely, toasting often to new friendships. My people became caught up in celebration, and in the morning, the merchant was gone, along with the steel hog vessel. Without it, we cannot bestow its blessings afresh upon our hunters. The effect wanes over time, and one by one we are losing our protection against the savage predators that stalk our lands. As I and my grandfather Sitolja still possess the treasure's blessing, we have been tasked with locating the steel hog vessel and returning it to the village. The trail led us here to Tuliolal, where we believe the perpetrator boarded a ship and made good his escape. The journey here has already pushed this decrepit body of mine beyond its natural limits, and a lengthy voyage by sea would likely be my end. Although I urged Sitolja not to make the crossing alone, she was determined to give chase. Given that you hail from across the ocean, your knowledge of those lands will prove invaluable to her. Not only that, but our quarry may use the Steelhog vessel to his own ends. Only a skilled warrior can stand against such a foe, and Sitolja is no warrior. We'll have your treasure in 2 shakes of an armadillo's tail. Looks like refusal isn't an option. Fine. Nope. I'm gonna be ecstatic about this. Not ecstatic, but excited. You'll have your treasure in 2 shakes of an armadillo tail. make a little joke about it, make him laugh, hopefully. I am truly grateful. My granddaughter's first port of call is a place called Alamigo. You see, as the thief took all his wares with him, the only clue left behind was an empty bottle of whatever grog he was serving. After asking the sailors here, it seems it was produced in Alamigo, and with no other leads, Situlja set forth. Once you arrive, she should not be difficult to find. These days only a handful of Mamulja attempt the journey, most of them brutish mercenaries. Situlja is a far daintier creature, and is sure to have made a favorable impression on the locals. May the Steel Hog watch over you. As Situlja has traveled to Alamigo, perhaps you should begin your search by asking around at Rhalgr's Reach. Not a bad idea. I would have gone straight to Alamigo, but no, Rhalgr's Reach is probably the better call. So let's go there. It's been a while. Maybe we'll run into Lise. I doubt it, but one can hope. Let's zoom in a smidge too. We don't need to be so far away when we're not in combat. And it's more enjoyable for you all to be able to see my character in their wonderful glam. Germaine. Yes, I met the Mamulja girl you're after. She was looking for a tall, thin man. Some sort of thief, apparently. It sounded a bit like the leader of a gang of bandits that lurks around Virjala. So I told her as much. Chances are that's where she's headed. I hope she stays out of trouble. Well, I would hope she stays out of trouble too. Odila! A Mamulja, you say? As it happens, she came over while I was cleaning the cannons. She showed me an empty tank arak bottle and said she was looking for the bloke it had belonged to. Thing is, that brand's all found all over Alamigo, so I wasn't able to help narrow down her search. Okay. Now we talk to Donna. Yes, I saw a Mamulja on my patrols, but he carried an enormous axe. Not at all like the person you describe. Search for Situlja in Virjala, which is the Peering Stones. Oh, that makes sense. Why am I saying that's so confused? Okay. Down low, huh? I'm gonna jump. Woo! Oh, even further, huh? It's not here? Oh. It's across the way. And a waylaid merchant. Here, let me apply some of this ointment. It's a common remedy where I come from. Oh, are you here to lend a hand? This poor soul was attacked by highwaymen, and I could use help tending to his wounds. Don't worry about me. It's my escort who's in trouble. He's in pursuit of the thieves, and I fear he's bitten off more than he can chew. Please, will you aid him? Sure. Honestly, that seems about right. I thought that's the sound a chocobo makes when it's getting ready to like disappear. I thought that's what was going to happen. Boom, boom. You thieving bastards! I didn't think Like, it legit did not cross my mind when we talked to the, Ananta, that the Mamulja with the giant axe was going to be on the other side. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm sure there's Mamulja that are just around here. What? But how? Behold. I actually don't think he would sound like that. I don't think he would have a deeper voice. Ah, nothing like a bit of divine intervention to tip the scales in my favor, but I'm gonna stick with it because that's what I went with the first time. With this artifact in my hands, I am invincible. Another one, eh? Not that it matters. Kakulja! It's time you earned your coin. Alright, bring it. I appreciate the assistance, but he wasn't joking about divine intervention. Some strange force pushed me away. I can't even get near them. Bro, I fought gods. We'll be fine. The Steelhog vessel! Return it at once in the stolen goods! Oh, we don't get to fight? I want to fight, though. Let me fight. Oh, you followed me all the way here from your backwater village. Alas, your journey has been for naught. The vessel is mine. I, Shelterfight, will make better use of the artifact than you and your ilk ever could. By the might bestowed upon me, I will become savior to the oppressed and destitute. In light of my grand ambitions, the vessel's power would be wasted on the likes of you. If you cannot hunt without it, might I suggest a change of diet? I hear the acorns are delicious at this time of year. Okay, why did the one guy not want to fight when Situlja showed up? Damn it all, I was so close. But now is not the time for regrets. These two are in need of a healer. I'll see them safely to Rhalgr's Reach. Would you mind meeting us there? Once their injuries have been treated, we'd better tell the Resistance soldiers what happened. Okay, back to Rhalgr's Reach. We'll just teleport there. Saves us time. Saves us effort. Why did the music start back up? I was so confused. I don't think... Oh, I mean, it came through on stream, but I don't think it came through, like, for YouTube. But that was weird. Well, I'm glad we made it to safety without any more trouble. Those bandits wouldn't dare step foot in this place. Ah, how rude of me. I never asked your name. Or how you chanced across us, for that matter. My name is Arilith Initari, and I'm just kinda good like that. You came all the way from Tuliyola at my grandfather's behest. I can't tell you how grateful I am. As for the highwaymen, they possess the Steelhog vessel, a treasure from my village. Not only does it grant protection from harm, it also produces a potent blast when the barrier is dispelled. As long as our enemies have the vessel, attacks at close quarters will be extremely risky. Although, as we say in my village, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. Knowing this, we are careful not to rely too heavily on its power. But now that the Steelhog vessel has been stolen, this self-same power is being turned against innocent people such as yourselves. I only hope you can forgive me for allowing this to happen. There's nothing to forgive. If anything, we should thank you for coming to our aid. That Schultify and his lackeys have a lot to answer for. Indeed, we'll give the Resistance our testimonies, and with any luck, the information will go some way to clapping those bandits in irons. I'll go with you. The soldiers here need to be warned about the vessel. No, leave it to us. We'll relay what you've told us, word for word. After all, you'll need to move quickly to have any chance of getting your artifact back. When you catch those robbers, give them one from me. How about you, Arilith? I hope I can count on you to be there for whatever else comes next. Always. Ha! I knew it! I sense you're eager to get started, but I need time to plan our next move. Bandits aren't known for being easily found. I was surprised to see a fellow Mamulja among them. I can't imagine why that Kakulja would work for Schultifite of all people. Well, let's figure that out. Why indeed? I'm gonna switch to sitting. Arilith, I heard something that might help us. One of the soldiers has been contending with the same bandits who stole the vessel. I'll go and find him. Give me a moment, would you? Now we just got to adjust this camera down just a smidge. There we go. Sorry to keep you waiting. When she told me she'd been sent an assistant, I never guessed it would be the savior of Alamigo herself. You're something of a local celebrity, I take it. I'd love to hear more about that, but for now, let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Yes, quite. The bandits you've been chasing are behind a spate of recent incidents in Alamigo. Go a little bit lower with the camera angle. What's more, it appears that Schultify is part of a larger network known as the Passage of the Unbound, which is spreading its mayhem far and wide. In particular, they've been carrying out raids on trade caravans heading here from Gridania. We've increased our patrols along that route, but the bastards strike so quickly that they've usually made good their escape by the time aid arrives. On the rare occasions we've caught them in the act, they use some kind of device or magicked object to deflect our arrows and send us sprawling. That's the Steelhog vessel. It was stolen from my village, you see. I'm sorry for all the trouble it's caused. The one who took it, Schultify, said something about using its power to help the oppressed and destitute. What do you think he meant by that? That sounds familiar. The reports say the thieves were shouting something along those lines during the other raids. They claim the merchants are overworking and underpaying their laborers, and therefore deserve to be targeted. I don't see how stealing a bunch of goods helps the workers, and there's not a shred of evidence that anyone is being exploited. If you ask me, they're just in it for the money. In any case, their reasons won't matter a jot once they're behind bars. Okay. But is there no evidence of these things happening because the higher-ups are hiding the evidence? Much like they do in America. But for that, we'll have to catch them first. The most recent incident occurred near Porta Praetoria, one of the waypoints on the road to the palace. If you want to know more, you'd best hear it straight from the commander there. Anyway, I'll send word ahead to let her know you're coming, assuming you are, that is. Yes, of course. Much appreciated. Are we going to meet Commander Hex again? Do I get to see Lise? Is she still the commander, or did she get promoted higher? This sounds like a promising lead. The soldiers here were good enough to explain the lie of the land around here, so I shouldn't have any trouble making the journey by myself. I'll see you there. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, it's the commander of Porta Praetor. It's not going to be Lise. Not going to be Lise. Good, you're both here. My colleague at the Reach has told me everything. I can confirm that we've had several sightings of Shortify and his gang in recent days. They've even taken to ambushing our patrols. Whereas most brigands would flee from armed and armored soldiers, this lot seems to take pleasure in goading us into attacking. The treasure they carry makes them invulnerable. It can also emit a devastating blast, but that's only effective at short range. Shortify wants to draw your soldiers into close quarters because they stand no chance. Well, that explains their uncommon boldness. Thank you, this information will go far in helping us contend with the bandits. Sorry to interrupt. That's him. I mean, that's very clearly him. This is some Team Rocket disguise. Who might you be? Oh, simple peddlers, my good lady. I myself am of Gridanian stock, and after learning my craft in the markets of Uldar, I now deliver all manner of finery to eager patrons throughout Eorzea. But enough about that. I hope you'll forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing you mention a gang of highwaymen. We've heard similar tales from other traders passing through, and it seems some stretches of road are more dangerous than others. In fact, the bandits are most often seen at a specific location not far from here. If you like, we can take you there ourselves. Please, by all means. Wait. Arilith can take care of herself, but I can't allow any more civilians than necessary into an area believed to be teeming with bandits. It seems I've no choice but to ask you to go without me. Sorry, but if those highwaymen do turn up, I wouldn't be much good in a fight. While you head off to investigate, I'll see if there's any more information to be had here. Okay. Then it's settled. I shall leave our newfound friend in your capable hands. What? Oh, if you say so. I suppose we should be on our way then. If we do run into those highwaymen, you'll protect us, right? You have my word. I told you. One's headed your way now. You know what to do. What? Unacceptable. Either you do this without my help or I'll find someone who can. Show some backbone for once. All right, let's walk right into this trap. Hold on. As luck would have it, my fellows and I have yet to be assailed by any bandits around here. Perhaps if the other caravans invested in some proper escorts, they wouldn't be such easy targets. Okay, buddy. Boy, it really is not that far from there, is it? But it's down low. We're almost there. It's just on the other side of this gully. Actually, if it's all the same to you, we'll wait here while you go on ahead. This is already more than close enough for my liking. Okay. Okay. I'll take your little bait. don't know if that was the call. Oh no, there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. Oh, we took that guy out in one hit. We didn't even get through our full opener. Speak with the timid traitor. Name should be the timid traitor. You beat them? All of them? How very fortunate. Well then, I'd best contact the boss. I'm sure he'll want to know all about this. No doubt he's still talking to your friend and the commander. They'll be glad to hear you've come to no harm. You'll never guess what, boss. She trounced the lot of them. Yes, understood. I'm not quite sure why, but he said they'll be here in a jiffy. Okay. I'll wait. I got time. Is it true? You beat them all single-handedly? Yeah, it's true. I'm just that good. Gods be good. I'm glad you're on our side. Anyway, I'll take it from here. My, very impressive. And how jolly convenient for those villains to appear exactly where we thought they would, too. But above all, I'm glad no one was hurt. Well, no one important, that is. I'm relieved to see that everyone's safe. It must have taken a lot of courage to bring Arilith here, knowing that danger could be lurking around every corner. Are you sure you're all right? If you're putting on a brave face for our benefit, there's no need, I assure you. No, we're fine. It couldn't be better. Well then, I'd say that's enough excitement for one day. We'd best continue on our way to the Alamegan Quarter. Wares to sell, deals to broker, that sort of thing. I dare say it'll be some time before any ne'er-do-wellers have the gall to descend upon this neck of the, desert. And as for you, my friends, I'd advise you not to stray too far from the beaten path, if you know what's good for you. Ta-ta! There's nothing left for us to do here, so let's head back to Porta Praetoria. Okay. I did see someone describe these quest lines as like very Team Rocket-esque. 100% I see it. Well, that was very strange. One moment they're helping us apprehend criminals, and the next they're racing off to peddle their wares elsewhere. Merchants certainly are a busy lot, aren't they? Not that I'm complaining, of course. With those suspects in custody, I'm sure the Resistance will be able to wring some valuable information from them. I expect all that wringing will take a while, though. It looks like we've been given an opportunity for a little rest. You've certainly earned it. Take me to your leader! At a guess, I'd say the Resistance has been interrogating the captured highwaymen for long enough to get some answers from them. With any luck, we may even learn more about where we can find Sholtify. I'm sure the commander is as eager as we are to put a stop to his misdeeds. Let's go and see if she's unearthed any useful information. She's over this way now, huh? And down lower. Not what I meant to do, but okay. I meant to sprint. The way that works is hilarious to me. If you're in the air, it drops you to the ground and then dashes. But it like instantly drops you to the ground. I was just about to send someone for you. Glad you could save me the bother. I have a favor to ask of you both. I'm going to let the criminal walk free, and I want you to follow him. You see, our questioning has revealed that the bandits are indeed working with Schultify. If we cut one of them loose, he might lead us straight to their den. But if the mission fails and you're discovered, you may find yourselves confronted with an untold number of outlaws. Of course, I considered sending my own men, but I suspect that by now the bandits know our faces. After Arilith's little display in the gully, I'm sure she alone can handle whatever trouble may come her way. I'll go with her. If this really does lead us to Schultify, I need to be there when we find him. Very well, but if it comes to a fight, you stay behind Arilith, understood? I'll have the suspect brought over now, but remember what I said and stay out of sight until he leaves. Okay, well let's go find a good hiding spot then. Don't look at me like that! I said I'm sorry, didn't I? Aye, that you did. Several times. And as much as it gulls me, there's no evidence to contradict your claim that you were acting in self-defense. Nor is there tangible proof of any other wrongdoing. We've no choice but to let you go. You have somewhere to go, I presume. Well, I suppose I can find work loading caravans in Alighieri. Seems as good a place as any for making a quick turning over a new leaf. In that case, I'll have you escorted there. But you'd best keep your nose clean, or we'll come down on you like a tons of bricks. Okay. Certainly seems like a choice to let them go free, even if we are to follow them, but... Where's your grin? Where's your smirk? Turn over a new leaf, my ass. He'll be back among his thieving mates before long, and you'll be right there behind him. For now, all we need to know is the location of their den. Do not attempt to approach the subjects. I'll send word ahead to Alighieri. Once you have the information we need, report to the troops stationed there. This is the chance we've been waiting for. Let's go. Ooh. So, something that I think is very interesting about these tents is I think they genuinely use the same, base model as the first beasts. And I'm gonna try and find that real quick so I can share an image. Images. Might not be exactly the same, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But it is very, very similar shaped. Can I find a good image of it? No. No, I can't. Nope. I wish I could. But no. Nope. I'm struggling. Okay, so before we do the next part of this quest, let's get over to just outside Alighieri. because we do have about a minute. Before we do the next part of this quest, though, we're gonna take a short break and run some ads so that we can get the pre-rolls off, so that those aren't a problem. So we will be back in about 3 minutes. Okay, let's do this. Stealth mission. It's like we're playing Metal Gear now. There he is. So much for finding work in Alighieri. He's only just arrived and he's already leaving town. Now comes the tricky part. Keeping our eyes on him and his eyes off of us. Stick close, but not too close. Okay. Follow the bandit from a distance. It will end in failure if you are spotted. Haha, free at last. Got to make sure I ain't being followed. You see nothing. She actually line of sighted you pretty well there. I'm a little surprised. Better have a look around first. Are you going to loop all the way back? Why? What a pretty stone. I bet it's worth a gil or two. Okay. That... He's a little adorable. I'm a little endeared now. Which way was it? Left, I think? Bro, you just walked fully in a circle. Better have a look about. Looks like I'm not being followed. Could have sworn I heard something. He won't be able to spot us if we keep hidden. So I shouldn't cause a bunch of stuff to... Hang on, what happened to the others who got caught? Pfft, not my problem, I suppose. Time to head back. Oh, it kind of would make sense that their hidden base would be somewhere around here. Oh. Why'd he stop? Oh! I'm like, why didn't he keep going? What's going on? Figured it out. It's the merchant. She's catching on. She's figuring it out. Those are the merchants we met at Porta Praetoria. So they just let you go out of the kindness of their hearts, is that it? Not only that, but you came crawling straight back here. leading whoever they sent to track you right to our doorstep. I swear it, no one followed me. The soldiers took me as far as Aligiri and then went back the way they came. I made sure they were specks in the distance before I even set foot outside of town. I suppose I've no choice but to take you at your word. Not that it's worth much. Well, now that this charade is at an end, let us change into something a little less drab. Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light! Surrender now, or prepare to fight. Dun dun dun. I'm sure to fight. Why did you make us fight that woman without the blessing? She could have killed the lot of us without breaking a sweat. A mere oversight, that is all. Though it pains me to admit it, even with the invulnerability granted by the artifact, the likes of us are ever at the mercy of the truly powerful. I never expected that Mamulja wretch to hire a warrior of such caliber to retrieve the vessel. A pox on those interfering nincompoops. But the Mamulja girl didn't seem a bad sort. Naive, maybe, but it's plain that her heart's in the right place. You truly are pathetic. Not only did you fail miserably, but now you're sympathizing with the enemy? Give me one good reason I shouldn't rid myself of you permanently. No, please. We owe everything to you, Shultify. Without you, we are nothing. And you will do well to remember that. They were all in on this from the beginning, with Shultify pulling the strings. If this is how he treats his friends, imagine what he'd do to his enemies. You couldn't stay away, could you? What? Imbecile! You led them right to us. Kakulja! Eliminate these vermin! Oh, he holds the axe one-handed. Let me handle this, Arilith. You're from Tural, working here as a mercenary, yes? The ones who hired you stole the Steelhog vessel from my village. We need its blessing to stand a chance against the beasts of the forest. I can't return home without that vessel. Either you return home empty-handed or you won't be returning at all. I'd rather not harm a fellow Turali, so get out of here before I change my mind. I've bought enough time by listening to your blathering. Don't let me catch you sniffing around our tails. Okay. Shultify and his underlings are out of sight. I thought I could make that Kakulja see sense, but he was clearly in no mood to listen. I'd say our best option is to report to the resistance members in Aligiri and share what we've learned. I like that thematically we did this mission at night. Thematically or aesthetically? Like, we did it in the dead of night, which I think is great, because probably somebody who's trying to get back to their people, like a thief like trying to get back with his gang, would go under the darkness of night. And it helped us sneak better. Regardless of how things turned out, we appreciate your cooperation in the investigation. The information you've provided has certainly given us a lot to consider. From what I hear, you almost came to blows with a Mamulja sellsword. Or sell axe, I suppose. I'm glad that it didn't come to violence, especially given the power these bandits have at their disposal. Even so, we thank you for braving such a dangerous mission. No thanks are needed. We're just as much a part of this investigation as the Resistance. And I'm sure we can agree we'll need to work together to take down Schultify and his gang. Their performance at Porta Praetoria showed us how cunning they are. It would seem so, yes. I'm told their little act was most convincing. I'll be sure to warn my comrades against any similar shenanigans. As for the two of you, be careful out there. Okay. Speak with the Resistance fighter. All things considered, I'd say that went fairly well. Schultify used the same tricks as the time he came to my village, namely posing as a simple trader when he's in fact a dastardly thief. Still, not even the most skilled actor can fake the fear in his men's eyes. It appears that Schultify has complete control over them, and they are powerless to resist. The only one who doesn't seem afraid of him is Kakulja. He even let us go when he had no obligation to do so. I think that if we had the chance to talk, we might find some common ground. I do get that feeling too. I knew you would. I've never been much of a fighter, but I make up for it in other ways. I'm a fairly good judge of character, for one. For most of my life, I've lived in a remote village, deep in the forest. I had hardly any contact with the outside world, so the thought of talking to strangers was quite daunting at first. But over the course of my journey, I've traveled through all kinds of places. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Wherever you go, people are people. In the end, our cultures and the places where we grew up don't make that big a difference. None of us are perfect, and we each have our faults. And even if it's harder to find in some than in others, I believe there is good in all of us. That's why I hope we have another chance to speak with the thieves. And Kakulja. I'm certainly not strong enough to beat any sense into him, so I'll try talking some sense into them instead. Having said, well, all of that, I can't feel even a shred of goodness in that Schultify. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Or perhaps violence is the only language he understands. Things might get a little rough before he's willing to listen. Anyway, we can save him for last. I'll try thinking of a way to reach out to the other members of the gang. Give me a little time, would you? Okay. We're about halfway through this questline. Tulja's plan is taking shape. I do need to try and get like a G-pose photo for the cover of it. Alright, I have something resembling a plan. First, we'll need to track down the members of Schultify's gang. Then we'll try convincing them to leave. Considering how terrifying most of them were, I'm sure they're eager to free themselves of Schultify and his outbursts. With fewer followers, he'll pose less of a threat to the people of Alamigo. And we'll stand a better chance of taking back the Steelhog vessel. Of course, we now know Kakulja and some of the other members by sight, so it shouldn't take too long to track them down. Time for another exciting round of Quiz the Locals, then. Rest assured, I'm already a step ahead of you. Besides, if your role is to fend off bandits and the like, mine should be to gather information and whatnot. Does that sound fair to you? Thank God. As it happens, our resistance friend stationed here had some interesting news to share. Apparently, the two men posing as merchants that we met before were spotted nearby, engaging in trade and conversing with caravan owners, all to nefarious ends, no doubt. They were last seen in a place called Alagana, so we should head over there right away. One has a beard and the other has blue eyes, assuming they haven't changed their disguises. They should be fairly easy to find. A beard for one, blue eyes for the other. Are they a white dragon? That was a bad joke. Why don't we just teleport to Alagana? Save us some time. Would you stop moving, please? So we can... Nope. Stop. There we go. Why was that such a struggle? No! Ah! Okay. Beard and blue eyes. Blue eyes. That's not a... I'd say that's a goatee more than a beard, but okay. Aha! Good work, Arilith. Why, good evening. What can I do for you? You can start by dropping the affable merchant act. It's nothing but a front for your real line of work. Oh, save me, Shortified. Is that what you really want? You seemed so scared of him before. Look, we're not here to hurt you. We just want to retrieve the vessel. If you explain what's going on, we might even be able to help you. Why don't you start by telling us your names? Our names? Come to think of it, not once did Shortified ask us that. It was always, you there, or some undeserved insult instead. I'm Avenel, and this here is Pepin, both born and bred in Uldar. We were struggling to make ends meet until Shortified, claiming to be a merchant, took us under his wing. Right. He then said he was just like us, exploited and sick of bending over backwards for the rich and powerful. Then he showed us the artifact, and told us it had the power to change the world for the better. With its blessing, you could shrug off the charge of an Aurochs like it was a soft breeze, making you practically invincible. You can imagine how impressed we were, and we did exactly as he instructed. At first, he told us to pretend to be merchants so we could scout out vulnerable caravans. Next thing we knew, we were joining him on raids. We never wanted to hurt anyone, but we owed Shortified for giving us the power to strive for a better life. And when we saw what happened to anyone who spoke up against him, it still makes my blood run cold to think of it. Shortified mentioned before that he's also from Uldar. Assuming he was telling the truth, that is. It seems to me his gang is mostly formed of people from a similar background. But what about Kakulja? He's a mercenary, correct? Yes, hired by Shortified. He's so skilled that I doubt he even needs the blessing. Normally he keeps to himself, but he once told me about his homeland, an ocean away. Perhaps it's not unlike my own. Avenel, Pepin, even if you still view us as enemies, we appreciate you telling us the truth. No, we're the ones who should thank you. You've shown us more kindness than Shortified ever has. There is one other thing, though. Although you know about the crimes we've been party to, could you give us some time to straighten things out? Once this is all over, we'll turn ourselves in, I promise. Of course, we're not the only ones looking to cut ties with Shortified. We'll try to persuade the others to leave the gang. Not only that, but with us acting as your men on the inside, we can help you take back your treasure. What do you say? This plan might just work. Count us in. We'll tell the resistance soldiers to hold off for now, and give you the chance to put things right. You won't regret it. We'll return to the den and talk to the others. Until next we meet, be careful. Okay. We have a person on the inside now. Yes. We have what you might call a Insider. To be honest, that went a lot better than I expected. And although it was fairly obvious from the outset, they confirmed my suspicions about Kakulja traveling here to find work as a mercenary. Do you remember his reaction when we first encountered him? I have a feeling he and I are both from a similar part of Tyrol, and he was surprised to see someone like me here in Eorzea. Whatever the reason, he's let us go twice now. He may be aiding and abetting a nefarious criminal, but I refuse to believe he's a bad person. I think it's worth talking to him, and for that, we'll need to create an opportunity. The way he spoke about his homeland to Avenel and Pepin means he probably misses it, which gives me an idea. Where I come from, we have a tradition of using incense burners, and if Kakulja's village is anything like mine, that fragrance will remind him of home. Then, just when he's feeling all homesick and vulnerable, we make our move. The incense itself is made from copal, a type of tree resin. Do you think you could collect some of that while I gather the other ingredients? I actually came up with this idea back in Alighieri and asked our resistance associate where we might find copal. The good news is that there should be some in a place called the Last Forest. The bad news is that the smell attracts all sorts of horrible creatures. So do try not to get eaten. Okay. I will go gather your, copal, something. Oozing copal. A jittering chapuli. I don't know why I'm trying to do my whole opener here. It's not gonna matter that much. There we go. Probably could have killed it much faster if I would have just done global cooldowns instead of my buffs. Alright. Now that we've gathered that though, let's take it back to Situlja. Is that copal I smell? It is indeed. Oh my, this is quite the find. Once I mix this with the other ingredients, we'll have a batch of traditional incense ready for burning. Unfortunately, the preparation takes a little while, so in the meantime, perhaps you could begin the search for Kakulja. According to the locals, a Mamulja has been seen near the river which runs through Rust Rock. With all the dust swirling about this place, I can't imagine he'd want to wash it all off somewhere. I find myself bathing more than usual here, so I can relate. I think I read that sentence wrong. Brutal Barber. That fate is called Barbershop. That's funny. Alright, Kakulja. Let's talk. What are you doing here? Oh, there you are. Here, I have a present for you. It's an incense burner. The metal case is an old one I happen to have with me, but I made the incense from fresh ingredients, including copal that Arilith collected. Why not try lighting it? I'm sure the aroma will bring back pleasant memories of home. Will it? There's no need. I'd recognize that smell anywhere. But as much as I long to return home, I'd rather not be reminded of what I left behind. What I might never see again. As things stand, I've no choice but to continue working as Sholta Fight's mercenary, no matter what crimes he commits. But why? The fare for a ship back to Tyrol is enough to buy a mansion here in Eorzea. At least that's what Sholta Fight told me. He said that if I serve him loyally, he'd cover the cost of my journey home. Hold on a moment. Surely that can't be right. People rich and poor travel from Eorzea to Tuliolol all the time. Well, since I'm unfamiliar with local customs for negotiations and such, Schultify offered to speak with the ship's owner in my stead. Compared to the journey from Tural to Eorzea, traveling in the opposite direction is far more perilous due to the weather conditions and so forth. Were it not for Schultify's skill at the bargaining table, the price would have been even higher. Or so he said. No! I realized what I did immediately. I pressed B, and then my brain went, that's not the button to skip to the next one. You need to press A. Dang it. Oh. I feel like we've probably missed something important there, so hold on. We're gonna do something. But I gotta finish the quest first. You know, Kakulja isn't at all like his first impression suggested. He was actually rather sweet and perhaps a touch naive. Still, we can't blame him for being taken in by Schultify's lies. And Kakulja wasn't the only one. I can't bring myself to forgive that treacherous viper. Thanks to him, we've been led a merry dance, and still have nothing to show for it. With any luck, our newfound allies Avenel and Pippin will have good news for us before long. Okay, let's pick up the next quest. Situlja appears to be somewhat discombobulated. You'll never guess what. Someone I've never met before handed me a letter, who said they were asked to deliver it by an entirely different person. There's no way to tell who the message is originally from. As I'm unaccustomed to, well, everything around here, I can't tell if the letter should be taken at face value, or if there's some hidden meaning. Perhaps you could take a look. Letter from an unknown correspondent. Arilith is come to the Alamegan Quarter and met with a man in spectacles. She must arrive incognito. The instructions are clear enough, but even so, this is as suspicious as month-old milk. On the other hand, it could be from Avenel and Pippin. While this smells like a trap, we don't have any better leads. I think we should do as the letter instructs, but proceed with the utmost caution. I'll meet you there. Okay, so before we go to the Alamegan Quarter, we're gonna go to Gridania. That seems like the best idea. And we're gonna go rewatch that cutscene. Or at least skip ahead to the part where we were by fast clicking. Ba-la-la-la-la-la. But I need an unending journey. Here we go. Oh my god, why is it so tiny? Oh, what would these quests be? No. 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 Here we go, roll quests. Okay. Is there just the one cutscene? There is, okay. So So we've had that part. We were here. He was talking about his home. Or he was talking about going home. And how, what's his bucket had done the negotiating for him. Price would have been even higher, or so he said. I've been played for a fool, haven't I? That unscrupulous, thieving snake in the grass! He won't get away with this. I have an idea. You should come with me to Lemsa Lomensa, where I can introduce you to the captain of the merchant ship that brought me here. He's sure to give you a passage home for a fair price. To tell the truth, I was rather hoping you'd join us in our cause. But you've already been through enough. Getting you home safe and sound comes first. I don't know what to say. Thank you for your kind offer, but I have unfinished business here. Though I may have been deceived, this is no excuse for the harm and suffering I have caused. I alone must settle the score with Schultefight once and for all. This seems like a poor choice. That poor guy is going to get hurt, but he's not going to die. Whenever you're ready, the offer still stands. It's a pity we couldn't join forces, but he's got to do things his own way, I suppose. In any case, let's head back to Alighieri. With all those soldiers around, at least we won't have to worry about bandits, which is more than I can say for this place. Okay. We didn't miss much, but we did miss, you know, like a fairly important part. So I'm glad we went back and watched it. Dun dun. Bomb bomb. Ba-dum. Nope, Alamegan Quarter. Where am I going? Not back to Alighieri. It's just right over here. No flying? No flying. Alter Draco. Now that you're here, it's time to get you into disguise. As for me, even the most elaborate costume in the world would do little to keep me hidden in a place like this. I'll stick to the shadows and watch from a safe distance. I took the liberty of picking your outfit for the occasion. Let's hope it fits, eh? The sash and straps are a bit tricky to get right, so if they come undone and your disguise falls apart, just come back to me and I'll help you get dressed again. Continue wearing... Okay, so I have 30 minutes. You know, it's not a bad outfit. Those doors don't open. I hear little 2B running around behind me. Tap 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 tap. Let's see if we recognize. I don't. You must be Arilith, correct? I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Our mutual friend Avenel sends his regards. Like him, I and several others have resolved to make a clean break and free ourselves of Schultefy for good. You and the Mamulja girl have done us a great service by giving us a chance to put things right before reporting us to the Resistance. Now, to the matter at hand. No doubt you are wondering why we must resort to such convoluted means to meet with you. Simply put, it is to avoid rousing suspicions of Schultefy and those still loyal to him. As for why we've brought you here, there is someone we wish for you to meet. For now, I ask that you remain in your disguise. Your cooperation is appreciated. One moment, please. Who are we meeting? And why are we in disguise to meet them? Oh, Kakusha! I'm glad we have this chance to meet. Would that it were under better circumstances. My attempt to put a stop to Schultefei's wrongdoing ended in failure. I tried to seize the artifact, but he was ready for me. Even so, it wasn't all for nothing. Thank you all for joining me in spite of the ever-watchful eye of the Resistance. The time has come to initiate the next phase of my master plan. Until recently, we have concentrated our efforts on liberating wares from hapless merchants. But this was all in service to something far greater. Our disruption of the flow of goods into Alamigo has plunged the markets, and as a consequence, the city itself, into chaos, exactly as I had foreseen. No longer will we be forced to crawl through the mud and lick the boots of the rich and privileged. We shall cast down the oppressors. They will suffer as we have. The meager shall inherit this land. Down with the old order. I have invested our funds into restoring and enhancing discarded Magitech weaponry. Now nothing can stop us from taking over Alamigo. That's enough, Schultefeit. Your treachery ends here. This time I believed your lies, but no more. Give me the artifact, now. It belongs to Sitolja and her people. What? But Kakusha is Schultefeit's right-hand man. Silence! Look at this wretched soul. That Mamulja girl has turned him against me, his one and only benefactor. Be warned, should any of you side with this traitor, no longer shall you bask in the artifact's blessing. Now seize him, or face the consequences. Of course it's a dragoon. Yes, that's more like it. Any further interference could place my entire plan in jeopardy. I must act without delay. But he lived. With the artifact's blessings and its shockwaves at their disposal, I was given a beating and thrown into the dirt. Later on, my friend here and a few other sympathizers snuck out and treated my injuries. More importantly, my attempted mutiny will no doubt have Schultefeit panicking as he struggles to maintain the hold over the rest of the gang. An attack is imminent, but the palace is most likely target. I ask that you relay this to Sitolja. At the very least, she has a right to know the whereabouts of the artifact. It's so weird seeing Arilith's eyes. Because basically, as soon as I got the eye wrap in, or the head bandage in Stormblood, I was using that. And then once I got the 2B thing from, Shadowbringer's Alliance raids, I was done. That was it. So what happened? Then we were right to trust the sender of the letter after all. We knew Kakulja had a score to settle with Sholtefite, but I had no idea he'd try to take back the vessel as well. Though we may not be working side by side, I'm glad to count him amongst our allies. Speaking of which, we must inform the Resistance about Sholtefite's plan. Right away, we stand a far better chance of stopping him with their support. Given the power at his disposal, even that may not be enough. I'll try to think of something. In the meantime, you should make whatever preparations you can, as even the smallest advantage may prove crucial. Oh, and I see you've changed back into your usual garments. Not that the outfit I chose didn't suit you, but I think this is more your style. I would agree. Sitolja steels herself for the final confrontation with Sholtefite. Avenel and Pepin are on their way here. It's Sholtefite! He set his plan into motion! We would have come sooner, but after Kakulja openly opposed him, he became even more secretive than before. He refused to share his schemes with even his most loyal. Now he's used a caravan to smuggle a load of Magitech into the city. He's about to launch an assault on the royal palace. We managed to sneak away, but Sholtefite and the others will make their move any moment now. Understood. We'll head there straight away. We've no choice but to face them head on. While I wish there was more I could do to help, I'd best leave the fighting to you. Now, no, what am I saying? There must be a way I can help. The treasure is from my village. I should be the one to solve this. If you're in, you're in. This is no time to waver. I thought I'd find you here. Sitolja, you've already done so much for me and the others. Sholtefite tricked into becoming his accomplices. It would appear it's in your nature to help wherever you can. Nevertheless, your place is not on the battlefield. You must leave that to Arilith and myself. What about your injuries? They were not so severe to begin with, and those in the gang sympathetic to me provided various balms to treat the worst of them. I'm glad to know there were a few good eggs among them, but now that we've decided who's going, we need a plan. From the way Sholtefite uses the vessel, it's clear there's one thing he hasn't realized yet. As we say in my village, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. If there's a limit to the blessing's power, we'll find it. Whatever you do, you'd better do it quickly. Sholtefite and the others will soon reach the palace. We'll show everything we know with the Resistance and ask them to come as quickly as possible. Be careful out there. Okay. Okay. And this should be... It's not. Why am I running away from them, too? They must have taken the long way around since the caravans won't be able to traverse the stairs. We, on the other hand, have no such concerns. Let's take a shortcut and intercept them. Then again, they may try to use the vessel's power to stop our advance. We'd best keep our eyes peeled for danger. You're the best choice to lead the charge, so we'll await your signal. Oh, let's go. Ready? Well, it's now or never. Sorry, this charging into battle stuff is all new to me. I won't pretend I'm not scared, but I'll try to stay out of your way. Besides, I can't afford to back down now. Knowing what's at stake, let's show Schultify who he's dealing with. Okay. Infiltrating the city was almost too easy. Now go, comrades. The smoldering ruins of the old order will be the foundation of our utopia. That's as far as you go. I thought I'd seen the last of you. Do you not see that this artifact can lift up the meek from under the boots of their oppressors? Not just one isolated tribe, but everyone who's ever known fear. You call me a villain, but it's you who would keep such a liberating power to yourself. You are no better than those we struggle against, and only when your ilk have been eradicated will the world know freedom. The hour has come for us to rise up and take what is rightly ours. My whole village might rely on the treasure's blessing, but we would never use it to steal from others. You lie, cheat, and sow nothing but misery. You don't want to cast down the oppressors, you want to be the oppressors. Silence! Enough of your sanctimonious prattle. Unbound, Schultify Craven's Creed. Perhaps I am every bit as wicked as you claim. But what of it? Does your self-righteousness make you better than me? For you, and all those who judge me unworthy, my hatred will never die. Alright, let's zoom out. Remember, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. There must be some truth to it. Don't let up your attacks. Okay. It's working! Place your trust in the proverb. Is it working? Once I've dealt with you, Alamigo is as good as mine. Okay, I'm trying to heal this guy, but nothing I'm doing is working. The barrier is fading. Is this what you meant? That's it, Arilith. Keep hitting the same spot. Okay. Do we have to do this for all of them, though? Like... Okay. This can't be. Don't just stand there gawping. Surround them. You fools shall to fight. This is the limit of the artifact's power. Okay, so I can hit both of these. Alright, screwed that up. Can I... Oh. I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm like, I want to use the attack? Thank you for your help, Kakulja. Apparently I couldn't target. How could they shatter the barrier? The artifact's power is absolute. Behold the power at my command. Okay. Good to know that Imbeciles, show some backbone. Oh, come on. I screwed that up. Useless. Do I have to do everything myself? Yes. Yes, you do. Oh, this is just like what's its bucket from you know, what's its bucket? From Bozja, there we go. The red chocobo. Can this shield crack already? This rate, we won't last much longer. Yes, we will, buddy. Don't give in, Kakulsha. You still need to travel back to Tulial, don't you? You can't lose to someone like Sholtify. Oh, this seems like a poor choice. Why are you getting in here? I can do this. I know I can. Ha! You will learn the fate of those who betray me. Stop those missiles! Oh, come on. Focus your attack on the barrier's cracks. Okay. Come on. Well, once the barrier's down, his health just drops. There we go. Oof. Quickly, grab the vessel before he does. That was a very calm walk to grab the vessel. Come on. We got the vessel back, and it's still in one piece. Please, I beg of you, give me the artifact. All the trials I overcame to join the Unbound. Everything I did was for a chance at happiness. Without the blessing, I'm nothing. My enemies will live on unpunished. Enough! I've tried reasoning with you, but it seems there's only one language you understand. Ah! Team Rocket's blasting off again! Are you all right? Never better. We surrender. I'd say that Schultefei's plans for world domination are well and truly over. Not only that, but the Steelhug vessel is back where it belongs, or at least it will be soon. Of course, I have the two of you to thank for everything. I quite literally could not have done it without you. Although the Resistance arrived more than a bit late, they've now taken Schultefei and his cronies into custody. They're lucky we were on hand to confront the gang, or things could have ended very differently. I have to say, my first trip overseas was a lot more eventful than I'd have liked, but I'm glad I had the chance to meet so many interesting people. Well, apart from all the criminals, that is. As much as I'd like to spend more time seeing the sights and whatnot, I suppose I'd best get the vessel back to Tyrol. What about you, Kakulja? There's only one thing I can do. Turn myself in. Just like Pepin and Avenel. Even if I was dancing to Schultefei's tune, the fact remains that I committed those crimes of my own free will, and I must pay the penalty. Perhaps if I am one day granted freedom, I'd like to pay my way home with fairly earned coin. The first thing I'd do upon returning is visit your village and offer my apologies for using the artifact to carry out evil deeds. After that, No. It is too soon to speak of such things. Wherever your journeys lead, you're always welcome in my village. Be sure to come visit one day. How about you, Arilith? If you happen to pass through Tuliolol, my grandfather would love to show his appreciation for all you've done. Maybe I'll see you there. That's so adorable. Alright, let's return to Tuliolol. We'll finish this quest up. We'll do our YouTube outro. Then we'll probably take a little bit of an extended break so that we can make lunch and stuff and swap over to another character. That's not what I wanted to talk to. It's over here. You are returned, Arilith, but pray tell, what has become of my granddaughter? Why, I'm right here. We did it, grandfather. We took back the Steelhog vessel. My dear, what a relief it is to see you safe and well. Of course, I'm glad you were able to retrieve the treasure, but even that cannot compare to the joy of seeing your smile once more. And to you, Arilith, I must express the sincerest gratitude. No doubt we have you to thank for Situlja's safe return, not to mention that of the vessel as well. Absolutely. I would have been lost without your guidance and bravery in the face of danger. Thank you, truly. Anyway, we should be getting back to the village. No doubt the others will be clamoring to use the Steelhog vessel to go hunting. I'll be coming back to Tuliolol at some point, so hopefully we'll run into each other again soon. Until next time. Perfect. All right. Well, with that, we'll do our YouTube outro as soon as I find my screen. Thank you so much for watching, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you thought of the video and how you enjoyed it. Those are the same thing. Nevertheless, I said it already. Don't forget you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/CalebGames here, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and I will see you around.